Wow. So, yeah, this is my brand new, beautiful, and lovely Eastman 486B. This is a phenomenal instrument. I've been after a hollow body guitar for about 8 months now, and I've just been looking around at what is the best option for me out there. I was originally looking at a Duesenberg, um, which were a bit spendy, but I know are really quality. Um, and I was looking for the obvious Gibson 355, but couldn't play one anywhere really. And they're really spendy. And as we all know, Gibson are not that consistent in the quality department. I've played some fantastic Gibsons in the form of the J200s, and some of them have been absolutely out of this world, and some of them, quite frankly, been shit. And I played a few last year, and most of them were pretty bad, apart from one. And it was a custom shop one, and of course that's going to be a lot of money. So Eastman weren't on my radar at all because, quite frankly, I'd never heard of them. So I was looking at maybe going on road of a Duesenberg or a Gretsch. And I played a Gretsch and was wholly unimpressed with it. It wasn't a particularly good instrument at all. I think the thing with Gretsch, I think if you start going a little bit like Martin, you can't scrimp on them. If you're going to buy a Martin, you've got to go into the realms of like the £4,000, £5,000 mark, and that's not being elitist or posh or trying to be ostentatious, but it's just the way that these guitars are set up. They're basically to get the best out of them, you've got to get the best instruments. And acoustic instruments, as we know, cost a hell of a lot of money for good ones. Acoustically, I play a Guild D40, and again, not a cheap instrument. It's the best part of $3,000, and just a fantastic instrument. But this is, as I mentioned, was not on my radar, and I kept phoning dealers up, and every dealer I phoned up was saying the same thing. Well, have you tried Eastman? So I thought there's got to be something in this because everyone I'm speaking to is just talking about this company called Eastman. Then I spoke to a pro session player, Simon Kingman. I do inside, and I asked him, what his advice would be for hollow body. First thing he said was, "Have you tried Eastman?" So I thought, hang on, everyone's talking about these Eastman guitars. So I did a bit of digging, and I found this actual guitar from a shop called Richstone Music up in Sheffield. And I knew it wouldn't be around long. I spoke to them. They told me the condition of it. It's actually second hand, but you never actually know it was second hand. It's absolutely spanking. So I just bought it. I bought it immediately on the spot. It got shipped to me yesterday. And I have to say, it came in at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and I was been playing this till 1 a.m. this morning. Probably a little bit later than that, actually, probably 2 a.m. So I'm a bit tired today, but I did say I was going to do a video on this. As you know, or most of you guys who see my videos, it's just about me playing music and playing my songs, or now and again a few covers. But I just wanted to touch on this guitar for anyone that is on the fence on it and wants to know a little bit about it. Now, all my guitars are American. I've got Fender Pro-Am 2, built in California. My Guild, built in California. Apart from my, I've got a Go Down, which is Canadian, and I've got a couple of Takaminis, which are Japanese. But the Japanese Takaminis are phenomenal instruments. Not that they see much action these days; they're more ornament on my wall. But so when I found out about these, I was told, someone said they were Chinese, and I was like, oh Jesus, I don't want to buy a Chinese guitar. I'm a little bit elitist myself. And I'm a professional musician, and obviously I need professional instruments. So, but what I found out about these guys is that they're not a usual big manufacturing plant. that hurls out cheap guitars. They're actually quality luthiers within their own right. The guy who founded the company, or I think founded the company, don't quote me on that. He studied under a load of luthiers in the States, which are probably the best out there, arguably. And then subsequently learned. I think he was at Boston School of Music, which is a fantastic school for for music. And he then learned what he learned from the luthiers, the best of the best, took it back to China, and decided to set up his own workshop. All these instruments are hand built. There's not a machine in the entire factory. I've looked into it. And you can tell. I mean, this thing, my Guild is a fantastic instrument, but this is next level. The body is maple laminate, but laminate is what the 355s use. It's, solid wood in these things. Probably wouldn't bode well for the kind of instruments that they are. They need that really thin laminate for that vibration. The neck is ebony, which is just crazy. I mean, for ebony necks, you're usually looking at guitars upwards of £4,000. It's got go-to hardware on it in form of the tuners and in form of the bridge. The pickups are Seymour Duncan Fat Cats, which are phenomenal tuners, pickups rather. And it's just, well, as you can see, it's got ivory binding, mother of pearl. The fretboard, the way it's been rolled off is just like next level, man. I mean, I just can't believe how good it is. I mean, it's mind blowing. So yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence about these instruments, retail, I'm not sure how much they are. I think they can go upwards of about £1,500, maybe a bit more. But if you get, I had a fantastic deal on mine, and I've just sold a few guitars, or 2 guitars. So it's I practically got this for nothing really. Those guitars I wasn't using. But yeah, I mean, what an instrument. If you're looking for a 355 style guitar, and of course this has got a Bigsby on it as well for that modulation when you want to add that to chords. How much I'll use it, I don't know. Probably will use it a fair bit, but if you're on the fence about these guys, phone up most of the main guitar dealers within the UK. They do stock them. I know Richard Guitars have got one of these in stock for about 1.6, maybe a bit more, and some of the guys have got them in for cheaper. If you can get them second hand, like I did, and obviously in this kind of nick, get them, but try and get them from a reputable dealer, someone who's selling second hand. Stay off the dark web for idiots, which is Facebook Marketplace, and try and get something there. But I'm rambling on a bit. I mean, I don't even put this into an amp because I go into an SSL pre, and then I'm just using all the modeling sort of technology, which is that's going into Electrum and going into Valhalla and Eventide. So I want that kind of tone, that big spacey tone. But this thing could do anything. It can do rock. It can do jazz. Obviously, that's what it's built for. It can do that spacey stuff, and blown away. Maple neck. Wow, just wow. I mean, I'm just speechless about it. You wouldn't think so, but I am. But I just wanted to touch on this guitar, get people to have a little look at what these Eastman guitars are all about. If you're in the market for a hollow body and you don't want to spend £4,000 on a 355, get an Eastman, because it's just as good. And I've played 355s a number of times, and this is just as good, if not better. If you find one at a good price, buy it. Cheers.